My name is Charles Cassidy, and I run a website called Evidence-Based Wisdom. In this animation, we'll be tackling the obvious question that can't be ignored when considering the science of wisdom. Can wisdom really be measured? A growing consensus around the essential components of wisdom over the first 30 or so years of research has allowed for the development of a handful of scales which, in theory, enable the identification of wise individuals. How are these measurement scales used to score someone for wisdom? There are two general approaches. Firstly, a number of the scales in use are self-report measures. These are questionnaires where participants respond to a number of questions about their values and beliefs. These are then checked against the wisdom criteria outlined in the scale, and a wisdom score is given. This is a very common approach in the study of human behaviour. It's quick, it's cheap, and it can be readily administered by non-professionals. However, there are a number of limitations to the self-report measure approach. Firstly, they can be distorted by the social desirability effect. People want to make themselves look good, so knowingly give an answer that makes them look better than they really are. Secondly, they can be distorted by self-delusions. Even if no deception is intended, people are famously not very good at judging their own competencies. This discrepancy has been shown to increase with increasing age, which is of course particularly relevant to wisdom research. Finally, wise people are often more aware of their flaws than unwise people. Their heightened accuracy in self-scoring means they may well score themselves lower on a self-report wisdom scale than someone who has far less self-awareness. Potentially and frustratingly, wise people may end up reporting themselves as foolish, and foolish people reporting themselves as wise. Other scales tend towards the alternative of performance-based measures. Rather than filling in a questionnaire, participants take part in an interview. They are presented with a life dilemma and then are asked by the interviewer, "How would you respond?" Their responses are recorded and later analysed by trained professionals, being scored against agreed criteria as defined by the particular scale. By transferring the rating process from the participant themselves to a trained third party, performance-based measures get around a number of the issues associated with self-report measures. However, you still can't be sure that what a participant says they would do when faced with a given dilemma is what they would actually do, so there is still, of course, room for distortion. The process also requires considerably more professional manpower, making this approach financially less attractive to researchers. There are clearly strengths and weaknesses inherent in both approaches. Consequently, more recently, researchers have started to move towards a mixed methods approach by combining self-report and performance-based measures as the most effective way of identifying wise individuals. So, which scales are scientists currently using to measure wisdom? A 2013 statistical analysis by researchers Bangen, Meeks and Jesty of a range of proposed wisdom scales suggests that there are now a number of reliable, consistent scales available to researchers. Webster's Self-Assessed Wisdom Scale, Ardelt's Three-Dimensional Wisdom Scale, Levinson's Adult Self-Transcendence Inventory, Baltes, Smith and Staudinger's Berlin Wisdom Paradigm, Grossman's Social Reasoning Measure, and Brown and Green's Wisdom Development Scale, amongst others. So, rapid progress is being made in the measurement of wisdom. A number of reliable scales exist and are in use in the research community. Of course, identifying wise individuals is an important step in wisdom research. Analysis of the behaviours of these wise individuals leads to the exciting prospect of highlighting possible interventions for the development of wisdom in others. To learn more about the measurement of wisdom, and to even find out how you score on the latest wisdom scales, visit us at evidencebasedwisdom.com, and we look forward to seeing you there.